Dodge Garage Sunday special. I'm sure people will be here eventually. In the meantime, we drink. And we hope the internet continues to work. Hello out there! I lost my phone. It's a long story. But I found it. Right on time as usual. One of these days I should probably learn how this streaming thing actually works. Hey, feel free to say hello. I have no way of knowing who's here or who's not. Hello! A few of you out there in outer space. Hey Mitch, what's going on? Neanderthal man, greetings! Welcome to the thing. I started streaming late because I had to move 3 cars and I couldn't find my phone. It was on the ground under a trailer. Super good at stuff. Hey Eric, what's going on? What's everyone doing today? What's everyone drinking today? I'm drinking the classic. What up, Duck? Dan, I did. I got a heater. Stole it out of my little camper trailer. So I'm good. I'm actually too warm. I should have taken off the sweater. Hey, Tony. Happy Sunday. Another one goes. 74 Charger. What's up with the 73 Charger? The blue one, right? The one at the restoration shop. We're taking it apart this week. So it's actually mostly stripped, not drivetrain, but interior, vinyl top, bumpers, trim, all that kind of stuff is off of it and in a pile of parts. It's going to paint in 3 weeks, I think, something like that. So pretty cool. We found remnants of either original or replacement seat covers in the trunk. So that was kind of cool. That crazy SE pattern. And the backs of all the panels have a complete production date on them. Actually, my wife's birthday in 1972. A while before she was born. But anyway, yeah. So it's coming along. Turns out it's not quite as good as we thought it was. It's got Bondo worms in both quarters, which means it was caved in and it had stud work done to bring it back out. But that's okay. It's going to get rebody worked and it'll look great when it's done. Eric, still working on my Jeep fenders. What kind of Jeep? Yes, Dave. It's cold here. I mean, it's not the frigid north, but it's not warm. I'll tell you that. Oh, it's been a long weekend. I drove to Salem yesterday with my mother-in-law and drove back a humongous motorhome, which is now set up in our driveway. It's her temporary house because her house burned to the ground 2 weeks ago. So I did put a link in a community post to the GoFundMe, and I would really appreciate anyone that wants to donate and help her and my sister-in-law and her kids out because they lost everything. Any donations are greatly appreciated. Oh yeah, Jeep Grand Wagoneer. I remember we were talking about that. Yep, cool. You're going to sell it and get a Mopar, right? Oh, Wagoneer's an honorary Mopar anyway. Tony missed last Sunday's live because I was in Mexico on a business trip. Nice! I've never been down there. We've got a friend's parents are down there, and so we have an opportunity to go there. One of these days. Mitch, I don't remember where you're at, that it's still in the 70s. Are you also in Arizona? Everyone's in Arizona. Maybe a faux par. Yeah, well, people actually, some Mopar people, yeah, they count the classic AMCs as honorary Mopars because they eventually came into the fold. Tony, go to Mexico. You'll love it. Eric doesn't count them. No, that's fine. Hey, they had torque flight transmissions, so, there's that. Neanderthal man. Damn. Sorry to hear about her fire. Weirdly, my girlfriend's parents' house burned down last Saturday. Dude, I don't know what it is, but another one of my friend's house just burned down a week ago, too. Another place out of the beach just burned. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on. Places are just burning down. Oh, Mitch is in Kentucky. Interesting. Yeah, even I should do that. I think I can edit it. I put it at the bottom. I should have just put it in as a link, and yeah, I don't know what the deal was. I'm just bad at stuff. I'll probably make another one. Tony, why are these houses burning? Well, in her case, she had a roof leak, and it leaked into the breaker box, and bad stuff happened. Her house wasn't in the best of shape. Wigwam Jones, hey guys, let's not buffer tonight. Yeah, so I go back and watch the lives, to grade my own performance. And I don't know why I'm so stupid. I didn't understand that the little dots in the comments meant, dude, you're buffering, your connection sucks. There isn't a storm this week, so hopefully we're still good. I haven't fixed my internet situation out here, and I probably won't for a long time. So if you all can not hear me at any point, let me know. But yeah, so I went back through and watched that, and there's just like entire chunks of it that aren't there. So that was fun. I have no way of knowing from here until it disconnects that anything's going on. So far, so good. Duck, yeah. There's no crazy storm this week, so I think we're probably okay. Mitch, oh, you lost your house to a fire in 2000, lost everything. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, I'm dealing with it secondhand, and I'm helping out the family, obviously, but yeah, it's brutal. They lost everything. Luckily, it happened in the middle of the day while they were at work and at school. So, the people are okay. Their dogs did not make it, which is a real bummer. But yeah, everything's gone. Total loss. Place went up like that. So it sucks. And because the house was in rough shape, it wasn't insured. So yeah, up a creek without a paddle. So yeah, we went down and picked up a really big, really nice inside actually motorhome, and it's set up in our driveway for now. So they've got a place. But yeah, it's rough. I can't imagine. You're worth the choppiness. Thanks, Dave. Neanderthal man, I deal with fire losses for a living. It can be brutal. Really? Are you in insurance, or are you in fire recovery? I actually I work on fleets for a couple different contractors that do disaster recovery and that kind of stuff. And I mean, it's always horrible. It's always a disaster, but it's interesting. I know. Yeah, it's fire damage restoration. Yep. Yeah, we've got 3 different companies here that do that. Yeah, it's a real bummer about their dogs. It's there's not much to do or say. Eric, geez, sometimes I kind of wish my house would burn down. Well, mine is insured. I would really rather it didn't. I actually really like my house. It's kind of nice, but actually, what worries me the most is my shop burning down, because my clothes and some family things are in the house. Our whole lives are in there, but you know what I mean. There's some good cars in here, and they're worth more than anything I got in there. And that would be devastating. And shops, well, they're full of flammable things, so not good. Sean Haddox! I feel like I'm going to lose my house to a fire if my wife sees one more scorpion this year. You're the one that moved to Arizona, man. Everyone moves to Arizona. All right, it sounds nice about now. It's 45 degrees. I'm just damp. Everything's damp. I can't hang out outside. Hey, Stacy, what's going on? Welcome to the thing. All right, sunny and 75 right now would be great. I'm not denying. But I don't want that summer. Even my apartment has been such a disastrous mess before that I thought about inviting a friend with experience burning down apartments over so I wouldn't have to clean it. Are you talking about Devin? I feel like you're talking about Devin. He's good at burning apartments down for sure. Wigwam Jones, I'm pretty religious about smoke detectors and fire extinguishers. I fear fire. You should. We all should. I mean, it's an ever-present danger for everybody. You know, one bad electrical connection heats up, torches a wall, and everything you own is gone. It happens. Mitch, by some miracle, our dog made it out. Pomeranian named Angel. Hey, at least there's that. Ha, my sister has entered the chat. It's so stupid cold and nonstop damp, I might light myself on fire. Even trade. I don't know about that. Tony, do you have smoke fire detectors in your shop and fire extinguishers? No, I'm stupid. I need to get an extinguisher or 3 down here. I realize that. It's another one of those things. It's like, there's just so much I need to do. The roof leaking right now is a bit of a problem. So there's that. I don't have smoke detectors. No one is in here. You know, no one's sleeping in here that needs to be awoken or anything like that. A fire detector that set off an alarm on my phone would be nice. I'm sure that exists nowadays. 74 Charger. Sometimes when I try to start my 318 automatic, it just cranks, no start. However, when I replace the ballast resistor, it starts up. Isn't the ballast resistor supposed to be bypassed during startup? Yes, it is. Ballast resistor should not affect your startup at all. Bloodhound Gang. We don't need no water. Is that them? That's not them. I don't. Or is it? I survived the 90s. Anyway, yeah. Ballast resistor should be completely bypassed during startup. So in a dead ballast resistor situation, you should get a fire and then it dies when you release the key. Should do that every time. But you replace the ballast resistor and then it starts. How often is this happening? How many times has this happened? That's interesting. It shouldn't be able to do that. So you might not have crank power. I wonder about your situation, if your electrical system is factory, if anything's been tampered with, if the brown wire is in place. I've had this happen before. Your electronic ignition, being 74, I'm sure. Is your ignition system stock? Is your wiring stock? Let me know and I'll think about it some more. But your ballast resistor, you should get it sounds like your ballast resistor was bad for some reason and has been several times, but it should still fire and die. Spam boats. It's cold here too, about 45. Where are you at? Avon is super talking about Devin. Yep. Hey, oh yeah, Rooster. Yeah. If you want me to remember Rooster, I gotta read it in your name. It's tough. Life's hard. Oh, good. My tower started screaming again. Was that as loud in the phone as I think it was? Stacy, minus 12 Celsius and 6 inches of snow. No, thank you. Good on that. My sister says, yeah, hi, I was dealing with a small child meltdown. Yeah, it's normal. What's going on? Not much. We set up a motorhome for Tracy in the driveway today. So she's technically not homeless anymore. It's really big and pretty fancy. And it's been a lot of that and getting rained on. Neanderthal man. Dude, go to Home Depot. Fire extinguishers and detectors are stupid cheap right now. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I need to do that. The thing is, I spend so little time in here anyway. I don't know. I just don't think about things. But I absolutely need one. I do have a can of Fire Aid. Fire Aid saved us a couple times at the other shop. But yeah, especially after lighting that wagon on fire the other day, I'm suddenly thinking about fire safety a little bit more. So, yeah. Dan, burnt houses are awful. Sorry for your mother-in-law. Well, I appreciate it. And again, if you can donate, I did put up a link in the community tab. It's also on my Facebook. The Dead Dodge Garage Facebook. I'm not trying to force your hand. Yeah, Rooster survived the 70s. Yeah. Well, I'm a young guy. My sister says we barely survived the 90s. Yeah, sounds right. Avon, I'm so glad the rain and cold are back. Slept like a baby last night with my window cracked listening to the rain. Yeah, I love it. It's great. Our master bedroom is in like this weird isolated back part of the house. So you don't really hear what's going on in the house, but you do hear the heavy rain. And it's pretty awesome. I really do like that. Dave, clean connections at Bulkhead. Yes, that's definitely, I haven't seen no response from him yet. That's definitely a place where you can have Would you stop? Oh my God. That's definitely a place where you can have a bad connection and you can lose the crank circuit at the bulkhead, for sure. I just want to know all the other things first. Is the rest of the electrical system stock? Is it stock ignition? Snow! LOL. We had a good bit last year. We had weeks of like actual winter here, so we'll see if that happens again. We had a real summer, so yeah, maybe. Minnesota. Yeah, it's Rooster. Yeah, nice. Oh yeah, I checked out your channel. I saw what you got going on. You're doing some cool stuff. I wish I could dedicate myself to super cool big projects. I keep thinking I can, and it's tough. I'm just trying to get anything done. It's tough. Get on it. No excuses. Yeah, I know. Avon has a fire extinguisher in every room but the storage closet and bathroom. Apparently, you're paranoid. 74 charger. It did burn up the fusible link in the past before I bought it. Yeah, I mean, a short anywhere can do that, really. So it doesn't really point us anywhere. You can order fire stuff while you live stream and have it delivered by Tuesday. I can't do anything while I live stream. I can barely live stream. Just snow cones here. Yeah, rub it in, Duck. Rub it in. Rooster, lots of drag racing in this lifetime and 48 years restoring. That's why I like your channel. Hey, thanks, man. You know, I've only been playing with Mopars for 15 years. And I've only been working I was a mechanic for 7.5 years at my own shop. And now I'm working at a restoration shop, which is cool. Yeah, I really like the stuff. But I don't have 48 years under my belt, I'll tell you that. I've allegedly street raced, a few times. Allegedly. I've only been to an actual drag strip once and raced. I've been to a few, but I've only raced at an actual drag strip once. I have raced on an airport strip. Loading forever. Am I lagging again? Grumpy Kitten. Sorry, I'm late. Oh, okay. All right, everything's making sense. Tin Grill Dodge Trucks. Hey, I thought I'd come check out one of your live things. Welcome to the thing. It's exactly what you think it is. We just talk, people ask questions about Mopars and life, and I give bad answers. No lag here. Good so far. Awesome. Okay, I just misunderstood. Reading comprehension stuff. Anyway, Grumpy Kitten, welcome to the chat. Tin Grill Dodge Trucks. That is, first off, fantastic, YouTube handle. Little greedy of you to just go ahead and grab that. It's awesome. I think I only have 2 tin grills here right now. And I have 3 swept lines, 2 second-gen Cummins, 1 third-gen, and the 48 Power Wagon. I love tin grill Dodges. They're the best. I do miss the days when I could just go grab one for $300 and drive it home. Stacy, winter hit early this year. Bit of a piss off. Usually don't get temperatures like this until mid-December. Yeah, man. It's the times we're living in. Everything's crazy. Yeah, you're so out there in Minnesota, I assume you just have to pack all the cool stuff away for 6 months so it doesn't get salty. I'm new. Bandimere Speedway, 1977. Nice. Oh, Grumpy Kitten's computer's so slow. They make new ones every day, and they're getting cheaper all the time. Oh, Avon says, everyone go like the stream real quick. Yes, please do that. It does something. I don't know what it does, but it does something. Is someone possessing this? Is it really that bad? I hate to say this. I think it's a you problem because everyone else is telling me there's no lag. We had a big lag problem last week, but apparently I'm okay here. Muscle Car Mitch. Burned up my 65 Belvedere under the dash because someone bypassed the fusible link with a wire. I put a new harness in it and fixed it. You probably saw my charger video, and in my charger video, I replaced the fusible link with a length of wire because I put in too big a fuse and I'm dumb. And I drove it home, or drove it to Grandma's a half hour like that, but I replaced the fusible link before I left Oregon. Excuse me. You want a fusible link. Don't bypass that. That is your last defense against that car burning to the ground. Rooster. God, I wish I could send you pictures. 9-second 79 Dodge truck D100. Wow. Nice. That's super cool. You can send me pictures. You can find me on Facebook. I have a Facebook page for Dead Dodge Garage. You can also email me if you want. It's Jamie Noise, JamienoIse, Jamie Noise at gmail.com. I'd love to see a 9-second Dodge truck. That's cool. Liking it makes me 10 cents? No, I don't think it does. I actually don't monetize my lives. I don't know. It just seems silly. Salty. You saying I'm an old salty dog? I'll own that. No, I meant the kind they spray all over the roads that ruins everything. Tony, if you get enough likes, the algorithm starts putting your live stream up for suggested viewing to people. We'll all be dipped. I had no idea. Yeah, that makes sense. All the likes. 9 seconds? Not if you dropped it out of a plane. Remove enough weight and add enough motor. A D100 two-wheel drive is not a heavy truck. I mean, those 2 step sides I've had, they're fun and they don't have a bunch of power. So, no, I could see it. I could see it. If you missed it, I am drinking the classic cider, the Angry Orchard, because it's all they had. And you know what? It's better than I remember. It's not bad. A little bit of Fireball would improve things. Is what it is. 2 likes isn't going to do anything. No, I think we need quite a few. But hey, it's more than 0, so it's all good. I am a little worried. Oh, so have any of you noticed, first off, if you guys subscribe to me, you're probably used to, I release videos really often, and I haven't put one out in 2 weeks. And that's because I don't want to ruin a good thing. The charger video I put out almost 2 weeks ago now is getting all kinds of views. And I'm afraid if I keep, putting out new videos, then they'll stop pushing that one out to people. I don't know exactly how it works once you get to that level. When I was a little more new and I was doing daily videos, as soon as I put out the next one, it would kill the last one. And that video is at like 65,000 views, which is the most I've ever had on anything. And I've picked up 840 subscribers in the last month. So anyway, apologies if you're, you're wondering where the heck all the videos are at, because I do have a few ready to go. I also don't know if they're as good as the last few. That's fine. Anyway, 65,000 views. I know. I was shocked too. I'm getting 10,000 views a day right now. So anyway, there has been substantial growth in the channel, which is crazy. And I don't want to, I'm trying to think of a good phrase for what I don't want to do. Shoot the price pig? I don't know. Someone will correct me and say what I'm supposed to say. Anyway, yeah, so that video has gotten hundreds of comments, hundreds of likes, and 65,000 views. But as a result of that, I have a ton more subscribers, and if a bunch of them start jumping into these lives, it's just going to become insane. I'm going to need a manager to pick out comments and stuff. Anyway. Rooster, 9 seconds. 900 horsepower 440, 2x4s, 500 horsepower wet nos shot. Any questions? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 4,200 pound truck. Power to weight, baby. I think it was a joke, Rooster. I'm pretty sure it was a joke. And, kind of a funny one. But I know what you're talking about. Aven, you need to post a video for all the new subs you got from the popular ones. Yeah, I know. I will. I'm going to do that. I have a few ready to go. I'm afraid sometimes I'll post a video and then people unfollow because they're not getting what they thought they signed up for. But that's okay. Hot damn, look at you go. Freedom Fighter 1112 has entered the chat. You deserve all the recognition. You put out great content that is entertaining, and I've learned a ton from your videos. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. I'm happy to help. If I can make you learn something, that's awesome. That's what I'm here to do. I'm also here to have fun and do what I feel like. So if people like it, I don't know what else I could ask for. Avon, you got a bunch of people coming for the content they saw. Getting something fresh will be good for them. Yeah, tell them what to like. Wigwam Jones, I was just being funny. Yeah. I know. Rooster, I do stand up, but I sit down. People have told me in the comments to do stand up, and I'm not. No. Chuck Schillings, welcome. I worked on a motorhome for him. And I know this. 1956 Chrysler, big block. Oh, I thought it was a Hemi. Wasn't it a Hemi? Yeah, 354 Hemi in a 54 Plymouth. Turned consistent 13 9s to 14s, among the fastest in the day. Well, yeah, back then. I have a time slip from the Demon. It ran, no crap. What was it? It ran in the upper 11s in 73. And that's like, holy crap. Not bad. Rooster, Jamie does great stand and storytelling. I love it. Oh, thank you. I do that. I try. My sister says, definitely start putting out videos again. Consistent posting and engagement are algorithm friendly. Yeah, I know. I've also been really busy. I drove to Salem yesterday and drove a motorhome back. And then I spent all day today getting it ready. I haven't had time to nail down the editing. I almost got the next video done yesterday morning, and then I had to leave. Everything's been crazy. Tracy's house burned down. Then my wife had surgery. I've been out of town. I've been to Bellingham and back, which I can't tell anyone about. And I've been to Oregon. I've been everywhere. Anyway, it's fine. There are videos coming. They'll be fine. Probably. And that one video is getting more views, more watch time, more ad revenue, and more subscribers than anything else ever has. So it's all good. Mom's funny car ran 6.8 seconds at 201 miles an hour. Holy crap. I ran a 9:13 in the 8th in the Demon when I went to Bremerton, which is the equivalent of like a 14:20. So I'm slow is what I'm saying. I don't know if I think fast enough to be good at drag racing at that level. Amen. This stream has been nothing but chat pestering you. That's pretty much what it's all about. Rightly so. Jeff Stone, welcome. Evening. I am the brand new owner of a 65 Plymouth Valiant 100 two-door Post, my first Mopar. Nice. It's in great shape outside except for 100 shopping cart dings. That's fine. If it's not full of holes, I'm good with it. My Demon is an original paint car, and it looks good from, 20, 30 feet. But it's got dings, it's got scrapes, it's got belt buckle rash over the fenders, it's got scrub marks over the top, the whole roof, and the tops of the fenders from car washes back in the 70s and 80s. And it's cool. It's got character. My friend's got an original 344 speed, like my Demon, 344 speed Barrack Cuda. And same thing, his is original paint. It's all dinged up, but it's cool. Anyway, awesome. Welcome to the Mopar family. And hopefully I've got some information on the channel to help you out if you need it. Quit telling me how to run my YouTube channel. I know what I'm doing. Rooster ran 1050s in Super Pro for years in a 64 Savoy. Awesome. So all those 64 B bodies I've been working on lately. 64 Plymouths, I should say. Probably looking pretty good to you. Wigwam Jones. I was happy with 15s and a Maverick. Run what you brung high school brackets. Bracket racing. It's about consistency. You could run 20s. It doesn't matter. That's cool. Hey, my sister says, Avon, every family gathering is just all of us invading Jamie's house and pestering him. Yeah, that is exactly right. You win some, you lose some. It's fun. I was proud at the drags. My best time. That was my best time. 9:13. And I was lined up next to a Camaro, a 68, let's say. It might have been a 67. I think it had been with us. So I think it was a 67 Camaro. Really nice looking car. Suspiciously quiet. And I just stomped the guy. It wasn't a bracket race, but he had a bracket. He had a time on his window. I stomped the guy. I was like, yes! And then I realized that's a 6-cylinder Camaro, and his game is being dead nuts consistent. And he is. Bracket racing. But I won. You have no idea. I want that 64 and the wife's wagon. The 64 isn't mine. That's at work. That's one of Tom's. He bought, from an estate I'm not allowed to tell you about, 4 64 Plymouths. 2-door post, which I kept calling hardtop in the last video. 2-door hardtop, wagon, and a sedan. And the wagon and sedan are both 361 automatics. The sedan has air conditioning, power seat, super well-optioned, cool car. Unfortunately, the transmission's blown up. But yeah, anyway, the wagon's super neat. And it is for sale. I probably shouldn't tell you that. My wife's wagon, you'd have to pry out of her cold, dead hands. So there's that. Yeah, get me some Thanksgiving fire extinguishers. Go ahead. I will say, Tracy's new motorhome, there's a fire extinguisher right by the door. So we got that going for us. Raidmaker. Is your name actually, like, originally where it comes from pronounced like Rademacher? Am I just an idiot and that's how it's supposed to be pronounced? I don't know, but anyway, Raidmaker. I like it. I now have very rare Atwood driveway dirt in my eyes. Really should have pressure washed the underside of this thing before I used an impact. Might have had that dirt there already, but there is quite a bit of mud out there, as I'm sure you're aware. I think the move is going to be fire safety equipment for Christmas, but what if I need it before Christmas happens to, like, put out a tree fire? Cool, so I'm just an idiot then. Got it. Awesome. I'm not going to change. Sorry. I haven't gotten any dirt in my eyes this week. I haven't really gotten to work on anything. Jamie, you're an adult. Figure it out. You know what I have to say to that? At least I'm of legal age. Yes, I'm sure you have heard them all. They used to call me Asswood. Good one. Good one. Anyway, yeah, other than motorhome stuff, I haven't done anything useful this week at all. Drove to Bellingham, got soaking wet a bunch of times. I did some work at God damn it, Rocket. I did some work at Rocket. I got Rademacher on the brain. I did make a bracket to hold a fuel tank vent valve. I'm working on a fuel injection conversion in a 67 Cornet 500 convertible. And we put the tank sink tank in it like I bought for your Charger because I know better at this point. I'm not doing another frame pump. Yeah, I love the go-to. Just find me a wagon like hers then. Well, easier said than done. My dad had one in 66 but hit a train with it, so it died and he lived. Wow. Cool. And it did its job. That's pretty cool. Was it also white? I have pics of the car too. So my wife, some weird convoluted deal. I once traded a Volkswagen Beetle for that Cornet wagon in cash. Excuse me. And then I immediately, like the next day, sold it for more cash and a really nice guitar to my friend who drove it for years and put exhaust on it and nice tires, and it still had the poly then. And then he got bored of it and we got it back from him. And that was my wife's daily driver for a while. She drove it out to the beach almost a half hour each way when she worked at a bank. And it leaked power steering fluid like you wouldn't believe. But yeah, that was her car, that wagon. And then she got pregnant And her baby belly got big enough that it rubbed on the steering wheel, and she's only 5 feet tall, so her little legs couldn't reach if she moved the seat back, so she had to stop driving it. And then our daughter was born, and she just kind of never drove it again. It was sitting in the driveway. So we sold it, and she immediately regretted it. And years later, 5 years later, I think, when we sold our house, we had a little extra money, so she bought it back. And now it has a 440, firm feel gearbox, disc brakes, sway bar on the front, and it is a sweet running and driving car now that I got the horrible vacuum leak figured out. And it's not for sale. It's not going anywhere. I actually need to get it in the garage for the winter because it leaks pretty bad. It was red, and the train chewed the front end off to the firewall. But he lived. That's amazing. Red. Yeah, cool. Coronet wagons are cool. All wagons are cool. I gotta turn my heater back on. Why is it not heatering? Weird. It's not actually that cold. It's the Ruckus Network. It's not for sale yet. No, she said you could pry it from her cold dead hands. That car's not going anywhere. She kind of wants me to take the 440 out and put a poly engine back in, or anything that will get like better than 11 miles a gallon. Eric Wilson, I once traded 2 cases of beer for a 73 Pontiac Ventura Sprint, believe it or not. I do believe it. Wow. That's cool. I know a guy that traded a box of Taco Bell tacos for a bike. Vintage, like a cool, never mind, it's not important. I was only 16. Nice. My very first car that I bought was a 72 Valiant sedan, and it was actually super solid, and it had super nice green interior, and I paid $140 for it in 2008. Very first car that I bought. Well, the one before that was a Corolla. Not sketchy at all. Listen. Also, my now wife once gave me a car, which allegedly got impounded, ruined her record, went to collections, her driver's license got taken away. It's a long story. But the first car I bought was a 72 Valiant, $140. The next car I bought was a 74 Duster, $300. It drove home. The Valiant didn't run. It eventually ran. The third car I bought was a 1974 Plymouth Scamp. Nope, 1973 Plymouth Scamp, slant 6, and it had just been sitting, and in trying to revive it, I thought, I know, I'll put my good carburetor on it, but it's not pumping fuel, so let me just put a whole can of ether down the throat of the carb and get it to start. Sent a rod out the side of the block. So, when people say you can't blow up a slant 6, yes you can. Dan, Match Race Madness had t-shirts with all the famous racers from the 60s and 70s. Rooster, imagine sitting in the driver's seat. Pops told me that story a few thousand times. Yeah. I'm trying to imagine it right now. Like, Jesus. Oh, that's my brother-in-law, Mossneck. He's a YouTuber. He does YouTuber things. Rooster, Polymotors came with 2x4s, dual quads, in grain trucks. I didn't know that. When? That's interesting. You know, like, big Dodge trucks came with Hemis, and Chrysler Hemis, actually. Not, like, Chrysler Industrial 331s, I think. Not Dodge Hemis. In the 50s. So that's cool. There is, at the secret place I'm not allowed to tell you about, there's a pile of intakes. On the top is a poly single quad, which, as you may know, is hard enough to get nowadays. They are making new ones, but they're expensive. Anyway, under that was a poly dual quad. Okay, cool. And under that was an RB dual quad manifold. Actually, I take that back. I have a polycore in half of a truck right now, and I would like to do something with that. I really like poly 318s. Oh, even, the older poly engines, they're great too. But I haven't done much seat time with those. Dan had Belvedere's, Chargers, and Cudas. Muscle Car Mitch. After doing research on the 69 Corvette Roadster I bought, I've discovered it was a 427 big block car. It has the big U-joint caps and had a rear sway bar. It's also an N46 factory side pipe car. Hell yeah. I'm going to put side pipes on something someday. My 67 Barracuda Fastback, I have big ideas. Rake, side pipes, custom interior. Never got around to it. I have an opportunity to buy another one. Probably won't. Eric Wilson, I was a little into the Pontiacs in my teens. Yeah, that's cool. Rooster put one on his 65 Dodge at 16. Nice. That's awesome. I found my friend Connor. He's got a Coronet with Polly. And I found him a single quad. This is like 8, 9 years ago now. 10 years ago? It's been a long time. Anyway, it was really, really cheap. The dude did not know what he had. And I bought that from him, and I could have kept it and used it for a wagon, but I just kind of gave it to him for a birthday present. And it's still on that car. Super neat. Side pipes on the D150? Well, I figured you'd want to do the stacks. That's up to you. It's your truck. We could do side tips, but, I mean, we're talking about side pipes. Like the actual pipes down the side, like a Corvette. You do have headers, but they're not the right headers. We'd have to, like, make an S pipe to get... it could work. Actually, it wouldn't be that hard. We do whatever you want. It's your money. Speaking of which, I'll see you tomorrow, right? Getting a little hungry over here. I did sell a transmission today, MP435. Nice younger guy. He's got a 85 or 86 Dodge W150. I don't remember. 250, I think. 318 4-speed, and his 4-speed's barred out, and his 318 makes like 100 horsepower, and he can't go up hills. Something like that. So he's doing a 360 Magnum and a new 4-speed. Rooster, delivered the guy's paper in the county, so I thought it would be a 354 Hemi, but it had that. He gave it to me because it was in the woods by his barn. Helped me take it off, asked what it was. Oh, what I was going to do with it, and I pointed to my car and said, that. Nice. I really want to put dual quads on something. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago with Dan. Because it's been done. You know, there are no new ideas, but I want to put them on a small block. I don't have any big blocks in the fleet currently, and I don't have any Hemis. Well, I have the 3D3, but I'm not, street car. But for my 66 Barracuda, it's a 360 small block and a 4-speed. And I did just go through a lot of work of port matching a performer for it. That intake worked really well on that car in the past. But I really want to do dual quads on something, and I'm thinking a small block is a really silly thing to do. So I might have to do that. Mitch, a friend of mine, had an aluminum intake for a Poly 318 for 3 Strombergs. I've heard of those. Never seen one. Sold it back in the 90s. Now that Polys are getting more recognition, I wish I'd gotten it. Yeah. My brother had a 6-pack setup, 340 6-pack setup, that just like sat on his shelf in his apartment for a long time, and he sold that for what then seemed like a lot of money. This is a few years ago, and Jesus, now there are even more thousands, so I wish I'd bought that. Regrets. It's all fine. Hey, if you haven't hit like on the thing, you should do that. Whatever. I feel like we were talking about something. I don't remember what. If you're new to the chat, if you just got here, welcome. And if you didn't hear it, my mother-in-law's house burned down a couple weeks ago. You're not my supervisor! And we are humbly asking for donations to help replace all of her stuff. We did find her a motorhome to live in temporarily. Her old house has to be demolished. There's just so much that's going to have to happen, and it's all crazy. So in my community tab, that's what it's called, You'll find the post about today's live, and there's a link in there. You could also find it on my Facebook page. Please and thank you. It's very much appreciated. We're at about $10,000 so far, which is great. Super helpful. It doesn't come close to replacing our house, but we're very thankful. Big blocks rock, small blocks are cute, but there's no replacement for displacement. Yeah, I know. Actually, there is, and it's called boost. But that's another story. Cat deleted first post. Your cat's always screwing with your stuff. Rooster, you still got the 426, I hope. I actually never bought it. And the block sold for like double what I would have been willing to pay. So it's like, all right, it's all good. Let it go. I am going to do a 426. I'm going to put one together. I need a car to put it in. I think the general consensus was, dude, don't take your Charger apart. Now, there were a lot of people that said, dude, you got to do it. You just do it. Put the Hemi in there. And I like what they're laying down, but the car is really good. So anyway, I need to scheme a project that actually needs a Hemi, and then I will acquire a Hemi. And at a super secret location I can't tell you about, there are some 426s, so I may be able to finagle one at some point in the future. I'm not a rich person, so I can't afford to maintain what I have, and I shouldn't really start any other big projects, but I'm also dumb, so. Mrs. brother-in-law had a factory cross-ram manifold. Thought he was doing good selling it for $200. It'd probably bring $2,000 a day. Yeah. I don't know, but I know they're not cheap. Mercury Tower of Power. That's my world. Do you still have your white Charger with the Magnum? No, I don't. My friend Dave Rademacher? Raidmaker. My friend Dave's in the chat, or he was, and I sold it to him about 2 months ago. It was right end of July. July, August. Holy shit. August, September, October. 3.5 months ago. Good Lord, where did the time go? I sold it to him when right as we were closing our shop downtown, because I needed money, and I got the 68 Charger with the big block and a super nice interior and a paint job, and I decided I didn't need both. And the 66, so now the Demon's in the garage, the Charger's in the garage, the 66 Charger's just sitting in the yard, sad and broken all the time. The fuel pump was bad in it. There were a bunch of other things going on. He's changed the computer and sensors, and I'm under it right now and cussing at it. Yeah, that sounds right. He's actually getting dirt from my driveway in his eyes right now. So I sold it to him. I have a feeling one of these years he might get pissed off enough to sell it back to me. Hopefully I can afford it when that day comes. So it's still in the family. He lives in Vancouver, so he's a couple hours away from me, and I can't just pop over and visit, but that's where it's at. I had to make some decisions, and it is what it is. I had that car for 9 years. I loved it. I put 4 engines and 5 transmissions in it. The last was the 360 Magnum with the injection, and the last transmission was the 4-speed, which was the 3rd transmission I'd had behind that Magnum. When I get up to 4 engines and 5 transmissions on my big, long-standing cars I've had for years and years, it's time to let them go. So, yeah. I don't have it anymore, but it's all good. I will Magnum swap something else one of these days. Dustin can get me semi-discounted new parts. Yeah, I know. Too bad, but I get it. Yeah, I love these cars. I won't say I love them like they're my children, but I love them. I mean, they're special and they mean a lot to me. And that car especially, my daughter came home from the hospital in it. We took it on all kinds of adventures. My wife drove it for a while. She actually drove it faster than I ever did, incidentally. But you come to a certain point and it's just it's got to go. So I let it go. And Dave had bugged me about it for years. We almost made a deal 3 times, and then I was just I can't do it. I can't let it go. It's part of me. But then, things happen, things change this year, and I have other cars now, and shop closing, and he got me at the right time. So he got a Charger, I got some money, and that Club Cab long bed W100 Power Wagon, which is a super cool truck. I like it. Unfortunately, it clogged the fuel pickup up, so I'm not driving it right now. Rooster, Wild Street Drive. Oh yeah, what was it? Hold on, I missed it. Blown 426. Jesus Christ. It's excessive. Trading it for another 426 blown street motor. Yeah, you only need like 5 psi. You'll be fine. I'll do a 426 one of these days. Honestly, like for the first every year until this one, I never thought I could afford a 68 Charger, a nice Mopar with paint on it, let alone a Hemi. And now I'm like, actually, I could. I have to sell a few things, and I can get one. So I will, eventually. Dave, before the 4-speed swap, I would have been willing to sell. The 4-speed is too much fun. It's really good. It will be a few years before it'll be gone. Yep. Actually, Dave also has my wife's 67 Belvedere two-door hardtop with I think it's still a 383 that I sold him a few years ago. I can't believe he keeps buying things for me because he bought that car just to find out it had a hole in a piston, and I had no idea. And then that was a whole ordeal, getting the engine rebuilt, and that car needed a lot. And I almost feel bad, but for the price, given what they sell for now, I think he still did okay. Anyway, it's just funny. Our stuff goes to live at his place. Actually, I sold him another B-body. No, I guess it was sort of a trade. 66 Satellite drag car project, parts car. My sister is emotionally attached to the damn wagon for similar reasons. Oh yeah, one of your kids came home in it. Teddy, right? I don't remember. Must have been Teddy. No, that can't be right. Did Evan come home in it? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I had to do the math there for a second because there was a 5-year gap. It's fine. Anyway, it's all good. Yeah. Sentiment is a bitch. That's the lesson. Don't get attached to things. You waste thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on them. And you never get anywhere. Teddy came home in the Jeep. Yeah, that makes sense. That Jeep's been in the family for years at this point, too. 1979, Rooster bought a Roadrunner 72 440 pistol grip 4-speed for $2,400. 1980, I got my first 70 Charger for $875 and still have them. Yeah, I saw that in a comment. That's awesome. That's super cool. I mean, I wish I could be that guy. My first Mopar was nothing special. And, it would be cool to have another 4-door 72 Valiant sedan that's rust-free and nice. That would be fine. But the first one that really mattered to me was a 70 Swinger. It started out a 318 automatic. I did a 4-speed swap in it. I had several engines in that car, and ultimately, it ended up with a 318 that I rebuilt out of rusty rings I'd found in the trunk of another Dart, and a set of bearings that was in there, and I just steel wooled them and WD-40'd them and went, honed the motor with a dingle ball, put it together, and threw it in there. And I put an iron 1-to-1 4-speed in it, and the car was finally good. So I got rid of it. Because one day I rolled under there, and I was just kind of looking at things, and something on the rear left frame rail didn't look right. And I put my finger through it. So that was actually out of high school by a couple years when I got that car. And again, it was nothing special. 318 powered 70 Swinger. But now, a 70 Swinger is actually worth thousands in decent shape, and it's maddening. And I don't think I'll ever find that one. If I find a decent Swinger project, I got a Swinger window right there, so, I'm prepared. I think I have another one. Clearly you've had a lot of cars too. I I'd like a spiritual successor for my 70 Swinger. The 71 Demon 344 speed is awesome. Love the car. Very special car. Low mileage, original engine, original paint. Super special car. But it's not a Swinger. I still want, even though it's got the right nose, I still want another 70 Swinger. I would also accept a 71. I have a 72 here, but it's a piece of shit. So, yeah, that Trash Fire Jeep's pretty good. Muscle Car Mitch. So funny. When I was in high school, some kids made fun of my Cornets and Chargers. They were cheap old cars. Now the cars I couldn't afford then are cheap, and the Mopars are high. You're damn right. Now I know. Back then, they were just old cars. Oh, it's old, crappy old car. Who wants that? Yeah, times change. And they keep on doing it. Blake still has his first 73 Roadrunner GTX. Awesome. Super cool. 73 Roadrunner. It's got that nose. And that's not my favorite one. I do like the wraparound more. But it's still a really good looking car. And they're popular. People like them. It's not my favorite is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's bad. It's awesome. And honestly, at this point, any B-body up to 74 is good. Even the later 70s ones, like Magnums are kind of cool now. Cordobas are kind of cool now. Anyway, that's awesome. How late did they make the GTX? Did that name go away after like 74? Must have. They put the Roadrunner name on the Volare? Volare. You would love what he built for his wife. What did he build for his wife? I feel like I missed something. I always feel like I miss things. Wigwam Jones. I'm just glad I got to own cool cars when they were cheap. Only A-bodies are cheap now, which is why I have one. Dude, honestly, they're not even that cheap anymore. I might have slightly overpaid for the Demon at $30,000, but it was a special car with history and trophies, all the original parts, and super low miles and original paint, and I bought it from the original owner that custom ordered it. Those are pretty expensive now. The good ones, the high-end ones. You can still find deals on A-bodies, but they're not going to be super great. The 72 I've got is kind of rusty everywhere. One of the floors is gone. It's a V8 4-speed, which is awesome, but there's no hump. It was a really crappy conversion. The engine's kind of okay. The car it's got the wrong nose on it, wrong seats. It runs on a gas can. It runs bad, and it was still $2,000. So, times have changed is what I'm saying. But yeah, cheap A-bodies do still exist. You're right. And they are cheaper. Number smashing 440 car with AC. Nice. Super cool. Comment about Jeff's channel. Gotcha. I kind of missed. That was a while back. I kind of missed things. '64 Valiant was $2,000 last year. It's a crap wagon V200 4-door, but it runs. Yeah, cool. That's fine. I like those. Up at the super secret location I'm not allowed to tell you about, there's at least one running 2-door, I think it's a hardtop. Maybe it's a post. Can't remember. Anyway, one running 2-door Valiant, it doesn't matter. I think it was a 66. And it's tempting. Very tempting. Because it's affordable. It's a little rusty, but not even that bad. I believe 74 was last year GTX. Tacked on the Roadrunner. My new dream car is 78 Magnum with Stroker 440 and 6-pack. They're cool. They're cool. They really are. There's a Cordoba in my town that I've watched move from like property to side of highway to now a driveway at a random house that it's been sitting in for like 4 or 5 years, I guess. And I remember first seeing it thinking, what is this? And then seeing it again and again and again and thinking, you know what? I kind of like that front end with that. It's a good looking car. It's a B body. It's probably $500. It's awesome. I mean, find your cheap thrills where you can find them. So, yeah, GTX tacked onto the Roadrunner. That would make a lot of sense. I know they reused the Roadrunner name for the F body, whatever that is, which is fine. I mean, they tacked Daytona Charger onto some Mitsubishi car, so whatever. But what was I saying? Yeah, they did weird stuff with names. Like, nope, can't think of another good example. But anyway, they just shuffled all of them. Can I put a link to Jeff's channel in here? Not sure. I'm not sure either. Maybe you can. I don't know. You could also just tell us what it's called. I could write it down. I do that sometimes. Oh, someone like several live chats ago told me that I should check out Duddy's Adventure because he's like a lot like me, or I remind you of them or something. So I did, and he does. Charger Super B, yes, exactly. They changed, so Charger was a 2-door, Coronet was a 4-door. There are no more 2-door Coronets. Charger Super B, so then Super B was thank you. Exactly. That's what I was thinking about. They just did weird stuff. They just shuffled all the model names for fun. All praise. Some of the Cordovas came with big blocks. Yeah, I thought so. I don't know if this one did or not. I have doubts. But it could have. Muscle Car Mitch has always wanted a 62 Dart or Polara, whatever. I love them freaky 62s. I don't love them, but I get it. It's one of those like face only a mother could love things. The 62, I'm trying to think of what the 62 Dodge looks like. I'm more familiar with the 62 Plymouth, which is just kind of gross. Okay, yeah. My friend Tom has a 62 Dart. No, he has 3, but he has one really nice one. It's like bronze, kind of. It's a super sweet 6-powered, like, running, driving car. But he wants to ruin it and put a big block in it. Yeah, I do like them. The 62 Plymouth, I think, is really funky. They're all funky. I like 63 because, they realized how bad they screwed the pooch, and so they did a really quick redesign, and it's pretty good. 63 Plymouth especially, I really like, actually. I like the roof, the squared-off roof, same as the 64 Plymouth Postcar has. I don't like the 64 hardtop with the wraparound glass. So I really like that 63 Plymouth design, and I like the lights out on the end. The 64 nose is good, but I really like the 63. And it's just funny to me because, again, we got that design because the 62 was so bad. I've seen a couple 62 Plymouths in person, and they're just awkward. But, again, I mean, it's one of those things that grows on you. Here we are 60 years later, they look all right. Skydive Jesus. Anyway, or Jesus, I don't know. Anyway, you could help me troubleshoot a 78 Trans van. I'm literally using a switch in the cab to turn the alternator on and off while driving. Yes, but what the heck is a Trans van? Is that a Chevrolet? I don't know. Please advise. I can definitely help. Mopar Jeff 604. Look him up. He's a hell of a car builder. Cool. You like the Exner styling then? Oh, it is a Dodge van. Okay. Wigwam Jones. Yeah, I like Exner. I like his stuff. Didn't he get... That was the end of the line for him, right? I know the 62 was like... Someone at Chrysler overheard someone at GM at dinner and thought they said they were downsizing their full-size line and scrambled to downsize the Plymouths and Dodges just to find out it wasn't happening. Oh, yeah. He was over the top. Big time. Yeah, so he started with the $50 million look, right? The forward look and all that stuff, that was all Exner. Like he kind of face angle. Didn't he come after? I thought it was Exner and then I'm so confused. I need to read a history book or something. I know Exner was nuts. Forward look, yeah. Now I need to know what time frame Engel was around. I've got my stuff mixed up. Yeah, I know Exner was like the spacey guy, and I thought he was still somehow involved with 62, and after that whole train wreck, they like forced him into early retirement or something. They like forced him out, and then I thought Engel took over. I don't know. But yeah, I like Exner's stuff. The forward look stuff got a little weird for me. I really like 55. 55 was like the first year of low roof lines, smooth lines, like looking good. And then they just got weirder and weirder and weirder. Still cool cars, don't get me wrong. Forward look stuff's cool. But suddenly it's 1960. One-eyed cat at Muscle Car Mitch. I have a pair of 62 Valiants. Redoing the 440. Science 6 is still a daily. Those are funky looking too. Engel after Exner. Yeah, he brought the boxy look back. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I knew that. I was just testing you. Yeah, so like I can only assume we have him to thank for like a 66 Coronet. With the boxy squared off roofs and probably the Plymouth that just like was a box. Because after all the curves and the funky stuff of the early 60s, it was time for that to go. We talked about this last week too, the designer of the 68 Charger, who he wasn't like a chief designer or anything. He was just like one of the designers, and he just kind of drew it, and someone looked over his shoulder and went, yeah, that. All praise. I had an old friend who bought a 62 Dodge 413 Max Wedge. Hated the body style, loved how it ran. Yeah, exactly. They're funky cars. I mean, they're one of those acquired taste things. Guess that's going to happen a lot. There's no denying that. But, you know, they look pretty good now. Again, I mean, it's a classic B-body. They're funky. I love the Road Toads. Yeah, those early Valiants they're not my thing either. I really like and early A-bodies in general are fine. They're cool. I've got one. But the 67 to 76 Dart Swinger, boxy. That's the sweet spot for me. Skydive Jesus. Is there an aftermarket alternator that will delete that stupid off alternator voltage regulator? Yes, there is. First off, watch my Chrysler charging system video if you want to just figure out what's wrong with yours and fix it right. I've got wiring diagrams in there. I've got explanations of how the regulators work. It sounds like if you're just flicking a switch and then it charges, you're just putting key power to the regulator and the one brush on the alternator. So why don't you just fix whatever's wrong in the wiring so it just does that? Just saying. Unless you've got some other crazy witchcraft going on that I don't, I'm not there looking at it. There is an aftermarket alternator you can put on it. It's called a GM one-wire. You have to change the bracketry and you have to do some kind of funky stuff. You can also get one of the one-wire Mopar style alternators. They are kind of expensive, and how do I put this? They kind of put out too much power. So running through stock circuitry, bad stuff can start happening. So you would want to also add a shunt wire. That's a wire direct from that alternator to your battery. In my opinion, the best thing you can do is just fix it right. And if you can get it to charge with a toggle switch, you can get it to charge with wiring. Like, you could just fix that circuit and then it will work. The voltage regulators are kind of the Achilles heel. I definitely understand wanting to not have to deal with that. I prefer to just make stock stuff work, and it can be done. I mean, there are a lot of cars with the stock system still working. So that's my advice. But if you really want to just delete it, I understand. GM one wire is a good way to go, but you're going to be doing custom bracketry. Good luck getting the belt to line up. Ask me how I know. Brewster, I plan on emailing you so you'll have fun stuff to look at. Awesome. Speaking of which, Skydive Jesus, if you want to email me particulars of your setup, pictures of your wiring going to your charging system, like what you've got going on there, and you want me to try and diagnose it, I can. My email address is jamienoise, JAMIENOISE at gmail.com. jamienoise@gmail.com. Awesome. Yep. Send me an email there. I will help you as much as I can. I'm not giving you 100% that I'll be able to figure it out, but I know a lot about these charging systems and it's free. So there you go. Virginia Cruz, how to replace the Chrysler duckfoot fusible link mess on a 91 D150. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. By the time they got to that system, they had tacked on the TBI, and yeah, there's a whole mess going on there. An aftermarket fuse panel, rewire the whole thing. I don't know. Leave it alone if it works, and if it doesn't, replace fusible links one by one until it does again. I don't know. That's not my wheelhouse. I've dealt with some TBI systems. The main one I have was a TBI van, and I threw the TBI system away and put Magnum stuff in it. But they don't have that same mess that the trucks have. There really is a lot of stuff going on in those trucks, and it's a headache. How to replace it? I don't know. Modernize it? Painless? Throw away the TBI? Mostek. I mean, not only that, but I'm sure boxy bodies are a lot easier to stamp out consistently and in quantity. Yeah. I mean, either way, the stampings are simpler. I mean, that's definitely, I'm sure that's a calculation they make. But, build a stamp and stamp them. Rooster, you wanted wheels and some other stuff, as I remember. What did I want? I don't know what I wanted. I am looking for a set of, ideally in Western Washington or somewhere near to where I'm at. I'd really like to find another set of The Dead Dodge Garage drinking game, remember, if you're playing at home, every time I misspeak, drink. I am kind of looking for another set of 5-on-4 Kragers, like what is on my Demon. Got to be bigs and littles. Got to be 5-on-4 bolt pattern. And, this is what we were talking about before. A set of pizza cutter 5-on-4 slot mags, which I think is going to be impossible. But 5-inch, 5-on-4, small bolt pattern for my early Barracuda. Because I'm ruining it and taking off the big bolt drum brakes, putting factory disc brakes back on. Taking off the big bolt disc brakes and putting drum brakes back on. And an 8 3/4 with small bolt as well. So anyway, I did get a set of slot mags for it. But if I could find pizza cutters, that would be awesome. Or Kragers. Wigwam Jones, GM1 wire alternator. Yeah, that's what I just put on the 48 Power Wagon. That's actually one of the videos I'm working on now. It has a charging system. I put an alternator on it. It just doesn't alternate, which is what alternators do. They alternate. So it still doesn't charge, and I have to take it back off and throw it through cut rates window. But yeah, when I get my 100-year-old tractor running, I want to rig up an electric starter and a battery, and I will put a GM1 wire on it. Converting a 6-volt system to 12-volt, put a GM1 wire on it. If you're building some crazy crap and you just need an alternator that works, put a 1-wire on it. But on a stock Mopar Chrysler system, those systems work, and I'd rather just leave them alone instead of fabricating the brackets and then never having the goddamn belt line up, and it squeals all the time, and the Chrysler one just bolts in there. So that is the way I like to go for stock stuff. Again, like the CUDA's got a one wire on it. I actually might go back to a Chrysler alternator for that one so things fit right, because it has never fit right. We've rebuilt brackets 3 times. It rubs the head. It just sucks, but it works. Skydive, hey Jesus. Can I bypass the voltmeter? Wire the regulator direct. Sorry, I've watched your video like 3 times and I'm just pulling my hair out on this. I understand. It's okay. Send me an email. I'll have a little more time to really dig into what you've got going on. So we'll just leave it at that for now. That's going to be for the best. Don't want to get too far out in the straw. Can't beat free. I'll buy you a case of beer if you get me going in the right direction. Hey, that reminds me. I'm not above begging. If you just got here, please hit the thumbs up thing that does the stuff for the algorithm deal, and then we'll get 1,000 people in here, and everything will be awesome. Please hit the like. Thank you, I think. Wow, a couple people did it. 4 people did it. I have so much power. The other thing I was going to say is I'm not above begging. If you want to tip me through the super chat thing, go right ahead. Thank you. Thanks for watching. By the way, guys, I am actually making a good bit off of ad revenue now. Thanks to that charger video going crazy, I had a $700 month in October. And I'm happy to be transparent about that, by the way. I know you guys all have to watch the ads. $700 off YouTube videos. I'm like shitting my pants about that. I can't believe it. It's amazing. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And it is helping me in my quest for global domination. So one of these days, videos might be all I do. And it might not even be that many days from now. So Brian Seeley, I'm dealing with the fusible link thing with my 88 RAM TBI right now. Fun! Yeah. I have not actually owned any TBI pickups. I've had to work on some of them. And I'll tell you what, like, carburetors make sense to me. Lean burn, you need to smash with a hammer. Chrysler TBI is not good. Like, and I'm not above saying this, the GM system, far superior. They have an idle air control valve that actually works. It's easy to diagnose. It makes sense. There are only like 3 things that can make it not run. It's super easy to figure out which one it is. The Chrysler TBI system, I've mostly had to deal with this on Dakotas. I'm tearing my hair out. I'm trying to get OBD1 blink codes. I'm just like, it's bad. The circuits make no sense. It makes no sense. It does not make sense. So anyway, I feel for you. Good luck. I got to get through a lot of comments here. I'm going to just speed run them. Magnums were planned to help Dodge and NASCAR, Dan says. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, actually. Mopar Den. My interior dome light and interior floor light stopped working suddenly. Fuse looks good. Tried a different one. No luck. Obvious so far checks out. What kind of car? Dart wheels. Small bolt pattern. Yep. Wigwam Jones, do you have an opinion on the Pertronics distributor? Former owner put one in my Valiant before I bought it. They're pretty good. I've heard a couple people having problems with Pertronics. I don't know if that was older Pertronics or newer Pertronics. I don't remember what it was. In my opinion, they're good. I'm a huge nerd for factory systems because they're cheap. And MSD has been super good for me. I've had a couple Excels that were fine. I've had a couple Chinesium ones that were fine. Pertronics is good stuff. So as long as it's working, leave it alone. If it dies, MSD, probably. Kappa! What's the best affordable classic Mopar? There's no such thing! Even pickup trucks are expensive now. It sucks. Best affordable classic Mopar. Okay, so we've been talking about late B bodies today, like 75 to 78, 9 Magnums, Cordobas, They actually did call some cars Charger in that time, I believe. I think those are still affordable and they're still pretty good. The F-body, the Volare, and the Aspen, they're still pretty affordable. They're very similar to A-bodies. They do have rust problems. Heater kickback on. I guess it's fixed. They're pretty good. They're not quite the same as the A-body and B-body. They changed the suspension setup, but they're similar. And they're still classic looking. They kind of look like Novas even more than goddamn Demons and Dusters do. So be prepared for people to say, hey, nice Nova. But they're good. Sedans of like any year, they've gone up in price. But if you're down with 4 doors, you can still spend a few grand and get an okay one. Like a decent car. You can. And prices are coming back down. A-bodies forever have been the go-to cheap and happy, any of the compact cars, Darts, Dusters, Valiants, that sort of thing, Scamps, have been the go-to. Unfortunately, they're getting more expensive too. Rooster, got the slots, I think, and it's all Unilug. I actually have a set of non-Unilug small bolt pattern, the 5-on-4. I just don't have the skinnies. And I don't think any Unilugs go down to that small pattern. I don't think. I could be wrong. I could also have them machined. I could do that, but I don't really need to. If I can find some, I'll be happy. If I can't, I'll put on what I have. That's fine. Oh, Noah's on his way home from Portland from the Honda Mobile rescue. I'll have to rewatch the live afterward. Hope all is well at DDG World Headquarters. Yeah, we got heat today, so still don't have Wi-Fi, but I got heat. All's pretty good. It's been a long weekend. Sorry to hear about the house fire incident. Yeah, that's why it's been a long weekend. My mother-in-law Tracy and I went to Salem yesterday. It's funny too, we went down to buy one motorhome that they kind of sort of softly tried to talk us out of on the phone while we were driving down there. We told them we were driving 3 hours to look at it one way, and it turned out to be a complete bust. Luckily, hiding in the back lot, they had a crappy looking outside one that's super nice inside, has 2 tip outs, so now she's staying in that in our driveway for the foreseeable future. So, it's okay. And she's holding up okay. My sister-in-law's having a tough time. She's got 3 kids, and they were all displaced. That's tough. But, everybody survived. So, again, if you can donate, please do. If you can't, keep on living your life. But you saw the link on my Facebook, so there you go. Thank you. And thanks for watching as always, Noah. You'll be the one guy rewatching the live other than me. I got to go through and grade my own performance. Den says, Wigwam Jones, I put a Pertronics in my 68 Electra, never had a problem. Yeah, the old school drop-in Pertronics, as I understand, they're really good. Jeff or I would have Kragers, but Unilug. Yeah, they don't go down to 5-on-4, I don't think. I could be wrong, but I don't think they do. Blake says, I agree, no one wire in a Mopar. They're great, don't get me wrong, they just do not fit right. So, I just don't want to deal with that. Muscle Car Mitch had 4-inch torque truss Ds on the front of a Demon. You can still get them new. I think I knew that. Now that I think about it. Slots have got really hard to find. I got lucky. Tom, who I work for at Rocket, is a hoarder, and there are actually at least 6 small bolt slots, just 2 up on the wall with tires, and 4 with caps, just sitting in the yard. So I bought them. Got to get tires. They're 14s, of course, but that's fine. They must be. They got to be 14s. My sister did the thing. Hell yeah! Do the thing! Someone's trying to buy my stepside. I'll have to talk to you after. Freedom Fire 1112. Hell yeah! Only 10 more years and your 68 will be paid off. Actually, my 68 is paid for. It is. I sold 5 project cars and trucks, a car trailer, and my Cobra replica. My Charger is paid for. My Demon, on the other hand, 6.5 years to go. No, I think they only did 5 years on a Classic. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's just 4.5 years to go. It's fine. It's just a $700 car payment. No big deal. My Charger is paid for, and it costs substantially more than the Demon, and the irony of that is not lost on me. Sometimes I look at my Charger and see dollar signs, but I try not to. No, Dustin, 5-on-4 Krager wheels. 5-on-4.5 is the standard large pattern. It's the same pattern you got on your truck. It's the same pattern the Charger has. And Fords, Mustangs that were 5-bolt, Ford cars, you know. 5-on-4 is special. It's only used, as far as I know, on early A-body cars and drum brakes to the end of the A-bodies, I think. So there aren't a lot of wheels around on 5-on-4. And also, they're pretty much always small wheels. So, yeah, 5-on-4, small A-body pattern. It is special. B-bodies are 5-on-4.5. Yep. And late A with disc brakes, 73, 4, 5, 6 are 5-on-4.5. Oh, my phone battery's dying. We'll see if we make it to the end of the live this time. 72 Cornet. Okay, so the fuse is good, but you got no lights. Interior lights. Door switches or headlight switch. Oh, what color is that circuit? Shit, I can't remember. I mean, obviously the headlight switch, the way those circuits work, they're grounded out by the door jamb switches and the headlight switch when you turn it all the way. So I'm guessing you lost that ground circuit somehow. Now, the weird thing is usually it's either your door jamb switches are bad from sitting or whatever, or your headlight switch is bad. This guy says, I'm very interested in your step side. Let me know if it is still available. I'm in a live stream, guy. I'm going to need a minute. Anyway. Door jamb switches, headlight switch, usually it's one or the other. But yours are just dead no matter what. It seems really unlikely both would just die. I'm guessing something in the wiring. I mean, what you can do, pop your dome light bulb out and use a test light or something and make sure there is power in there. It could be on the power side too, which would actually make more sense. If the fuse is definitely good, okay. I've had problems with contact from the fuse, like good fuse, and you'll even check it for power here and it has power, and you'll check it for power on this side of the fuse and it has power, but there's no power getting through the things. So, yeah. Oh, hold on. Den responded a bit later. Turning the headlight switch to turn on the interior lights, bypass the door switch doesn't work either. Good. Okay, yeah. It is somewhere else. It could still be power side, even if the fuse is good. So, yeah, just easy mode. Pop your dome light switch out and see if there's power in there. In the dome light switch circuit, it gets turned on by ground, so there is always power. Dustin just sent me a marketplace listing. What the hell? There's always power. So if you've got power, great. It's ground side. That circuit, again, goes to the headlight switch and the door jamb switches. And I can't think right off the top of my head where those two connect. Check power side. Just make absolutely sure. Contact through the fuses is something I've had happen several times. But usually there's visible oxidization on the terminals. Miles! Late as usual. Miles loves slots. Den. Well, it's funny. Your YouTube income will now pay off your cars. So I said in my 1,000 subscriber special that if someday my YouTube income was enough to pay the payment on the Demon, which is what got me monetized, because it was the first video and all of the subsequent ones were super popular. I haven't done any updates on it in a while. I haven't touched it. It's sitting on a lift now. Needs a transmission. What I said in that video was if the ad revenue someday pays the $700 car payment on that, I'll be super happy. And thanks, Den. Appreciate it. Going in the beer fund. I'm out. Oh, God. Oh, bad things happened. Don't do that. Anyway, for October, I made $730. So I paid the Demon payment. It's awesome. I don't know if it's going to happen again anytime soon, but we'll see. Like, if I could just make minimum wage on video, I'm a wheeler and dealer. I'd be fine. But honestly, like if all my bills were paid for, what I would be doing with my life is exactly what I'm doing right now. Doing what I want around here and working in a Mopar specialty restoration shop. Dude, what more could I want? It's amazing. My life's pretty awesome. Life is good, guys. Life is good. Patrick Wayne. Dude! There's a curious yellow E55 D32 71 Demon here that just surfaced out of an estate. Guy wants 32,000. I was thinking about going 24 to 28. So you're gonna have to fill me in on option codes because I'm stupid. What is that? Seriously, I'm not good with option codes, tire sizes, the VIN ID. I'm just not good at that stuff. I can look it up and go, oh yeah, okay, it's that. I can't memorize it. My brain doesn't work that way. But anyway, 71 Demon. Curious yellow, that's cool. I'm going to guess it's a 340. If it's a 4-speed, that's cool. They only made 2450 71 344 speeds. They're neat. And there are actually a lot of them still out there. I think people knew they were special. Guy wants 32,000. Thinking of offering 24 to 28. I'm not looking at the car. I don't know what it is. But, yeah, do it. I found a 68 Barracuda Formula S 344 speed recently at a secret, unknown, undisclosable location I can't tell you about. And I'm thinking about, yeah, and it's not for sale. And I respect that it's not for sale. I'm not that guy. But I'm thinking about selling a few things and just going 25,000, please. Seeing what he says, because it's worth it. Anyway, Dan, could do a whole series on DTBIing those trucks. Yeah. Personally, put the Magnum in it. It's so much better, and it's the easiest swap in the world, going from TBI to Magnum. You need a higher pressure pump, the Magnum control system. The color codes are all the same. I did it in my TBI van, and it's like, seriously, the wires are the same colors. It was the easiest thing. But yeah. Also, yeah, throw it all away and get a carburetor. That would be the smart thing to do, but muscle car match. Keep forgetting my Demon is switched to 5 on 4.5. Torque thrust don't come in a 4-inch pattern. Yeah, okay, yeah. My Demon's still original with drum brakes. Even though it was drag raced in the 70s, it's all original, which I love. And it's a 4-speed, so you got all the brakes you need right there. And so that's the funny thing on the Barracuda. I'm doing it because I want a period correct car. I think you were here for that discussion probably a couple of weeks ago. I want a period correct drag car, and it's already got fender well headers. Ah! My phone holder this week is a block of wood. Anyway, it's already got fender well headers, and I'm going to do a bunch of work to the car to make the fender well headers fit right. I'm going to put the single pot master cylinder back in. I'm going to put the drum brakes on. They're also lighter weight. They're also less rolling resistance if you do things right. I really want to do wheelies, and I want it classic style. So it's got to be the 5 on 4. Oh, and the other thing is, my Demon being a drag car, and I've run it down the drag strip. Whoever just sent me $10, thank you. That might be Rooster's picture. It doesn't give me a name. It just gives me pictures. The Demon stock drum brakes, and I've run it down the strip, and it's fine. It's fine. And it's 5 on 4, and I just love that. It's period, it's correct, it's, so that's what I'm going to do. I might ruin it all day, might ruin it one day and put a straight axle on, which of course will then go back to 5 on 4.5, but that's fine. Oh yeah, the other part of that is I have an A-body 8 3/4 that is still the factory small bolt. If you don't know this, all factory A-body 8 3/4 are the small bolt pattern. So I'm just killing 3 birds with the same stone. Torque thrust don't come in 4-inch bolt pattern. Yep. Freedom Fighter. It's awesome. 68 Chargers paid for. I know. Didn't realize you financed the Demon, but I mean, you can't put a price on happiness, right? Love that 68. I've got a 73, but one day I'll have me a 68 or a 69, dude. Yeah, that's cool. And 69 is great. 68's the one for me. I just love the open grill. I love the round lights. And the car that got me into this whole operation, this whole world I live in now, was a 68 Charger RT. So it had to be 68 for me. But 69 taillights are awesome. The grill with the center divider is fine. So yeah, whichever one. I would have taken a 70 too. I actually almost did go for a 70 before I found the deal on my 68. But it needed a lot more work, and I knew I couldn't do it anytime soon. So yeah. Yes, the 68 is paid for. I financed the Demon, and it's a funny story. The Demon is not my drag car. I just happened to... I met the guy that owned it, and he told me... I knew the story, I knew the history, I knew what it was, and he told me 5 years ago or 4 years ago, I'm thinking about selling my Demon. And I went, okay, well, let me know, because it's just, you can't buy that. I had to. So I did, and I had the Cobra at the time, and I could have sold that just to pay for the Demon. And the smart thing to do, instead of buying a Charger with that money, would have been pay the Demon off, but I'm not smart. I just randomly asked my bank, can I borrow money to buy a 71 Demon 344 speed? And they went, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Sure. And then my wife said one day, hey, couldn't you just get a loan for that Demon? Yeah, I could actually. It's funny you should ask. So then I did. I need to get it paid down. I'm really stupid, and I don't make enough money to have multiple car payments, but I got a Demon. Tony, I have the opposite problem. My dome light stays on all the time, no matter what. I can't put a bulb in it. So your ground circuit is grounded out. Either you've got a bad door jamb switch, bad headlight switch, or something is grounded. Also, make sure you're putting in the right bulb. If you put in a dual filament 1157 in the dome light socket, it fits, I think, and it's a dual bayonet, and it'll turn on. Oh, it did. Yeah. I just saw. Thanks for the advice. We'll check these. Awesome. Yep. And email me if you need. jamienoise@gmail.com if you need more advice. Oh, Rooster put me on the big screen. A movie or Jamie? You won. All right. Beer money or a cheeseburger. Who knew you had an OnlyFans? Seriously. A lot of people that do this sort of thing start up a Patreon so people can contribute to them consistently. And I really might do that. I don't want to be an internet whore, but at the same time, I need to pay for all this. I'm into cars and projects for the channel over $100,000. And I've made $1,800. So I need to make those balance a little better. And I'm stupid. And half of that was my Charger, the dream car. So I'm fine with that. And I probably would have bought the Demon anyway, but it was for the channel. Yeah, I know, Rooster. I got it. I just like it. It only pops up with the picture, so thank you. I do appreciate it. I saw your comments. It just took me a while to scroll through to them. I'm trying to... When I do these lives, I do try to see everything that everyone says and respond to questions and that kind of stuff. So, to the 22 of you that are out there right now, if you do have any questions, feel free to ask them. Technical, personal, or what kind of beer I like, whatever. You can call me annoying or whatever. You can send tips. I'm not going to dance or start stripping. It's kind of cold. Better yet, buy the Little Mermaid a Happy Meal. Yeah, she does really like those. Oh yeah, anyway, fixing Mopar in Monterey is a hell of an OnlyFans concept. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. But yeah, you're right. Someone somewhere can do that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, starting a Patreon is kind of the thing to do to help support your YouTube problem. And I considered that, but I thought an OnlyFans would be a lot more funnier-ish. 42. Den, your classic Mopar, no crank, no start, how to diagnose issues video has 13,000 videos. Should have more. Hope it goes viral. Yeah, I actually just noticed that today. Um, I was explaining this to someone how I've been successful on YouTube. And the first thing I really did, I've been doing project videos for a long time. And, I bought this stupid car because I'm dumb. And I've been doing revival type stuff. Not that I want to like emulate Vice Grip Garage, as we've talked about. It's just kind of the thing I've been doing for all these years. And I thought, oh, I guess people like to see this. Okay. Um, so I've been doing a lot of that. But what I started out with was guides. Mostly Mopar electrical guides, and they've always done well. Not like tens of thousands of views, but they get consistent, shared views from the Mopar groups, and people are always looking for that information. And so that is the foundation upon which my channel is built. All of those good, just straightforward explanation videos, they have view charts that look like this. They just keep going and going and going. And that's great. And I need to do a lot more of them because they're actually useful to people instead of just being entertaining. I like to think I'm entertaining, but I'd rather, be able to help people out. So, but yeah, I was just looking at my top videos today and noticed it did hit 13,000, which is awesome. I'm super happy about that. It's a good video. It's full of good information. And, it saved me a lot of typing because I am active. If you guys don't know this, I'm active in a lot of the Mopar groups. And pretty much anytime anyone jumps in with an electrical question like, hey, my car won't start, or hey, I think my ballast resistor's bad, or why don't my headlights work, or, I'm trying to figure out this, or I'm rewiring my charging system that, or whatever. I'm one of the guys that jumps on the grenade and hops in and tries to give correct, useful information, instead of just telling people, you need to replace your ballast resistor. So now, instead of typing entire paragraphs to explain that shit, I just share links to my own videos, and I'm like, here you go. And it's worked pretty well. So yeah, I will say, Dan, I don't think that video is going to go viral per se. It's not really that kind of video. It's niche. It's special information to a subset of people who are exactly the people I want on my channel. So there you go. Welcome. But yeah, it's getting a lot of views. I've made $130 off that video. It took me an hour and a half to... I'm running out of battery. I got 10%. Usually I like to go 2 hours. We'll be close. I forgot to bring my charger out here today. It took me about an hour and a half to make it, I think. Maybe 2 hours. I made that one over 2 days. I don't remember. Anyway, it didn't take me very long to make, and I've made $130 off it so far, so I'm happy. Like I said, Dustin, it's 42. You should know that. Forget Chippendales. We got Chip and Dodge. Stop it. Kappa! Were Plymouths just cheap versions of Dodges? For example, the Duster and Demon look the same. Great question. Allow me to spend the rest of my phone battery answering that. Maybe. Okay. In the Chrysler hierarchy, Chrysler was here. Plymouth was here. Dodge was here. And DeSoto was here until they went away. Oh, and also for a time, Imperial was up here, but that's a whole different story. So Plymouth was at the bottom of the price food chain. They were the small potatoes. They were there to compete with cheap Fords, Chevrolet. That was their spot in the hierarchy. But the interesting thing that happened at Plymouth is they had all the good ideas. All of them. Everything good, except the 68 Charger. Everything good about like Mopar muscle started at Plymouth. The Valiant, great. Now that was something that corporate wanted done. They wanted a small compact car to compete with Europeans and everything. And so that's one thing. But that car was successful. So then what did Dodge do? In 63, they got their own. Plymouth made a good car and it was selling. And Dodge went, I want one, give me that. So then the Dart was a Valiant. It was the same lines, just restyled. And of course, they had other lines doing the same thing. I mean, in the 50s, Plymouth and Dodges were similar it wasn't quite the same level of just like out and out theft, if that makes any sense. But Plymouth always had all the good ideas. That's basically what it is. They fastbacked the Valiant in '64. It wasn't the best received. The first generation Barracuda is a little funky looking. They're cool. They did sell. They didn't sell anything like Mustangs, but they did sell. And Dodge went, I want one. I want a fastback. And Chrysler said, fine, but you can't copy Plymouth's homework again like you did with the Dart. So you got to make your own. So they fastbacked the Cornet instead, and that was the original Charger. But Plymouth did it first. Were there fastbacks earlier than that? Yes. But in the 60s, Plymouth had a fastback, and then Dodge went, well, I want one too. So they got one. The next generation Charger, of course, was a special thing, totally different. And the other companion B bodies, there was a Dodge and a Plymouth, and they were similar. They had a lot of part interchange. I can't tell you who copied who there. Come 1970, Plymouth designed the Duster, and the Duster was just, they knocked it out of the park. It was great. It was a beautiful car. They made something that cool out of the base Valiant, the two-door Valiant, which of course was then discontinued in favor of the Duster. They designed that. They didn't have permission from corporate. They made that car, and corporate went, oh, all right, fine, you can sell this. That's fine. And and then they had their own performance car, which they hadn't had. There's a Valiants. And it was so good, and it sold. Dodge went, I want one. So they got it. Mopar went, okay, Dodge, you can have the Demon. Here you go. So basically, strap yourself in, Dorothy. Engage Car Wizard fan mode. Yeah. Where were we at? Yeah. Yes, the Duster and Demon look the same because they are the same. And I'll go to bat any day explaining that to people who are like, but the Demon title says Dart on it. I don't give a shit what it says. It's the Plymouth wheelbase. It's the Plymouth car. It's what it is. It is a Plymouth with a Dodge nose bolted onto it. Those A-body lines are the same. 63 to 66, Dodge and Plymouth are the same. 67 to 76, they're the same lines on the doors. And that's a cost-cutting thing, except for Barracudas, they're special. So you can just bolt the nose of one onto the other. It's cool. And that's what they did to sell cars. That's how they made the Demon. Now the fun thing is, because Dodge got that body style, Plymouth then got the Swinger sold in the form of the Scamp to replace the two-door Valiant, which was gone. For some reason, people wanted that, I guess. Dan, half the battle is your great personality, which is very easy to watch. So you have that going. Bring on the content with that combo and you'll do well. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. We need a hammer. My wife says we need a hammer. I'm going to have to leave the live chat and take my wife a hammer pretty quick here, guys. Let me try and get through the rest of the comments and I'll get out of here before my phone dies. We'll cut it a little early tonight. You know, you earned it. Thanks, Dan. I bake my personality into all these videos, and if it's appreciated, awesome. Some people find me annoying and say my voice is stupid, and I'm ripping off Ice Script Garage in the same sentence. But my wife says, never mind. Okay. We'll still cut it pretty quick here. I want to get through the rest of everybody's comments, though. Tyson, different cosmetics front and rear, like comparing Firebird to Camaro. Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. You know, I mean, it's corporate. But it's just interesting. All the good stuff came from Plymouth, and Dodge whined and complained to corporate, and corporate said, yeah, okay, fine, you can have it. They had the small car. They had the Valiant first. And then Chrysler was like, yeah, okay, you can have one too. Which is stupid, because same as, you know, the groups at General Motors. They're competing with each other. Why? That's why we don't have Dodge and Plymouth anymore. They finally figured it out. But like there was a time when Dodge and Plymouth were both selling the same van, the same K car, the same neon, the same shit. Dan got 90% of the DTBI thing done on a 91 truck before I found the cab damage and parted it out. Yup. '63, the Savoy was a commuter car, and the racers went nuts. Yeah, man, the post car. Awesome. I love it. Dan was going to swap a pre-smog 2-barrel into it. Yeah. Yeah, that fixes the problem. Muscle Car Mitch. I remember when Roadrunners were worth a lot more than Chargers, and then things flipped. I think the movies did it for them. Excuse me again. I think the Charger's a better design. It's just got so much flavor. The Roadrunner's simple, so that, I mean, there's a lot to be said for that. The Roadrunner's a very cool car, but the Charger's the one for me. Tyson, do you have a favorite Mopar body color? And my brother-in-law says rust and clear coat. No, I don't. I really don't. I always wanted a dark red Charger. My Charger is almost dark red. The one I lusted after for years was dark red with black top. Mine's more of a medium red, not quite fire truck, but close. In some lights it's dark. It's also not the correct color. It's supposed to be darker. And it has a white top. Now I love that, so they should all be red. I do really like B5 blue. That's a good color. I also, my Demon is EB5? I think it's EB5. And I really like that one too. It's a little darker. It's sweet. I really like B7 blue. I also really like the lighter B3 metallic blue. I like every shade of blue they use. They're all good. Burnt orange. For a while, every A-body we had, my brother's Duster, my Dart, they were original burnt orange cars. And that's kind of cool, but I've never actually... Oh, and my... Sweet Jesus! My 67 Fastback was also burnt orange originally. That coppery burnt orange color. And I like that too. I'm not a high impact guy. Purple's cool. Panther Pink is cool. If I got a 70 Panther Pink Swinger, I'd leave it alone. They're cool and rare. But it's not what I want. I don't like the light green. I am not a super light green, high impact, whatever the hell they call that. I don't like it. And I hate yellow, but I've had several yellow cars. It just always happens. Black. The real answer is black or any shade of blue. All the Mopar blues are great. I think I got to everything. Did I get to everything? I think I did. Any other comments, questions, concerns? I could use some suggestions for videos people would like to actually see. It's not that I have like writer's block or creative block. I have a lot of ideas, but I am kind of curious what, the hardcore people care about. Tyson, I like the F6 green. I have a 69 RT with that. I also got the burnt orange on my RTSE. Nice. I like the dark greens. They're fine. Actually, when I got the red Charger, I almost got a super dark green, and I can't tell you which coat it was. Again, I'm not good with that. I know the blues because I like them. It was a really dark green, black top, black stripe RT clone, 68 RT Charger clone. The same guy had it. And I was working on a deal for that, and he mentioned offhand his other Charger, and that's the one I bought. But I really liked that dark green car. It was beautiful. Beautiful. Burnt orange 70. Yeah, that's cool too. So what really got me to fall in love with that dark red color, and again, I can't tell you what code it is. I can't even tell you what code mine is. Was a dark red 70 Charger. And for some reason, I just have a picture of it. It's in the snow. It's that dark red color, and it's from the front, and the wraparound bumper, just everything about that, I really liked it. Miles, when are we going 2x4ing? Yesterday. I don't know. Next weekend, I guess. We need to do that. We'll make a video, and no one will watch it. Scott, how about some tractor videos? I see what you did there. I need to do that. I do need to work on that small engine. I promised I would. Kappa! Who had the coolest ads in your opinion? I don't know. I'm not really familiar with... I mean, I remember the Dodge Rebellion and the Scat Pack, so yeah, I think Dodge was good for that stuff. I can't really remember any Plymouth ads right offhand. So I'm going to say Dodge because they stuck with me. My brother-in-law, I should come over with a high-speed sometime, and you should do some burnout porn. Yeah, I don't know why we haven't done that yet. Muscle Car Mitch, my 68 was GG1 Racing Green Metallic, really dark green. That's probably what this was. I mean, Racing Green is British Racing Green, I'm sure. They just wouldn't say British. And that's a dark green anyway. Yeah, this one was, but this green I'm talking about was definitely darker than your standard British Racing Green. My Cobra was British Racing Green, and it was definitely darker than that. But yeah, maybe it was that GG1. It was beautiful, I'm telling you. I really did like it. I'm not a green guy. Of course, I always end up with green cars or yellow. But that dark green, that one can stay. Rooster's other 70 Charger 46-pack top banana yellow with black. If you're going to have a yellow car, it's got to have all the black for accent. And that's what I had on my Challenger. It had, it was all yellow, no vinyl top, 73. It had black. Well, okay, it was a rally car. It was supposed to have strobe stripes, but those weren't there. I did blackout on the fender gills, blackout on the hood, and I really wanted to do the black 71 style banner stripe. I never did it. But yeah, yellow. I make an exception for yellow with black accents because it's a super nice combination. Really is. Actually, a car I want to own someday, a 73 Charger, yellow with the black rally stripe down the side. Really good look. Perfect. Video idea. Brakes and proportioning valves. Brakes on my 73 Charger have been driving me nuts. Thought brakes were going to be the easy part. It's funny, I always thought the brakes were the hard part when I got into cars. I could do a disc brake conversion video. I'm meaning to do that, actually. That is on my list, and I'll go through the proportioning valves we use. Get one of those Summit. If you're having brake problems like rear brakes locking up, that happens a lot. Get one of those Summit hand crank proportioning valves, put it in line to your rear brakes, and turn them down, which actually I learned recently is not tightening, it's loosening. Tightening gives more brakes, loosening backs it off. Turn your rear brakes down, it'll help. Yeah, I haven't done anything on brakes, I will. 340, 727, 355s. I got 410s and a 4-speed in mind, but that sounds pretty good. Tater! More Dodge truck videos will be awesome. They are coming, my friend. They are coming. Scott says, I swear you're a demon. Actually, I have a step-side video coming. Probably this week I'll actually post that. It's an 84 D150 two-wheel drive step-side with a Magnum 360 and Mega Squirt. It's black, super cool. It's Dustin's. He's in the chat. And he has to come pay me the rest of it tomorrow. And I'd like to do more videos with my 79 too, but I might sell it. But you will get more Dodge truck videos. Do not worry about that. Tin grills, swept lines, Power Wagon, original 48 Power Wagon, all of it. Scott says, I swear your Demon is the same color as my old Ford Maverick. You're probably right. Mitch had a 73 Cuda Y1 lemon twist with black vinyl top, side stripes, and white interior. That's a weird combination. But yeah, the black for flavor. Black makes yellow cars look good. All right, guys. I started late. We're almost at 2 hours. I think I'm going to call it. My phone will probably die any minute here. I don't have to take my wife a hammer, but I do think I have to go eat pizza, so I'd like to do that. Freedom Fighter, thank you. Thanks for watching. More videos coming. Best channel on YouTube. That's some high praise. I thank you. Tell your friends that's how you feel. I really appreciate it. Your niece is watching Roadkill, and every time she looks at my phone, she starts whining about the door behind you. Yeah, there's a door. Rooster's got a yellow 73 Charger from California that's rust-free. Traded for the wagon. No deal, buddy. I think you mentioned that one in a comment, too. That's cool. Yeah, you did. You did. Awesome. Oh, Tom's here. Right in time. Finally remember to log on to one of these before it ends, and it's ending. Well, I do announce the time that it is. That's Tom. He writes my paychecks. Totally good dude. Rocket Restorations. Check us out. We do cool shit. Miles, pizza? I'm on my way. There might be extra, actually. We got family and stuff over here. Disc brakes on the 84. Yeah, you already have disc brakes. You're lucky. Awesome live. Thanks for hanging out, Mitch. I imagine I'll see you next week. Yeah, Tom, unfortunately, I didn't bring my phone charger out, and I usually like to end around 2 hours, so I got to do that before my phone dies, which will happen any moment. So, sorry. Go back and rewatch it. See you next week. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Comment and email your questions and concerns, and Oh, I think I scratched my phone on the rocks when I dropped it under the car trailer. That's awesome. Ah, life is good. See you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good one. Yes, I'm sure I want to stop streaming. Jeez.